What's good, family? I hope y'all are having a very, very beautiful day today. And I got a very special video for y'all today. Now, today we are going to be talking about college. Now, what are my thoughts on college? I think you can kind of piece it together a little bit due to me not being in college. I'm not going to college. It's not something that I've had in the cards for myself since I was about 10 years old. Around that time, I was talking to a family member, and they asked me, "What is it that I wanted to do when I grew up?" And being a 10-year-old, you don't really have any life experience. You think you can just be whatever it is that you want to be, and you really can be whatever it is that you want to be. That's the beautiful thing about the mind of children is they aren't limited by what society tells you that you can and can't be. I don't really remember what it is at the time that I said that it is that I wanted to do, but I remember what that family member told me. What that family member told me was that I need to think about something else, or else I'm just going to be in debt for the rest of my life, like my brother, or I was going to end up working at a grocery store. We was at a grocery store when they said that. And I don't know why someone would ever say that to a 10-year-old, but that is something that I've always carried with me. And from that point on, I knew that college wasn't something that was going to be in the cards for me. Now, I always played a lot of video games when I grew up, and I used to want to be a professional gamer. I think it's likely that that's probably what I said that I wanted to be. And I know specifically when I was 12 years old, I started playing this game called Overwatch. And along that time too, it was a thing called the Overwatch League that was released alongside it, and I was really interested and invested in the Overwatch League, and that was what I actually wanted to be. I wanted to be a professional gamer, and more specifically, I wanted to go to the Overwatch League until like my junior year of high school, when I really changed the way that I thought about the world, and I really learned what went into being a professional gamer, specifically within the Overwatch League, and I kind of diverged my path and went a different type of way. But it's college in itself, it is not a good investment for a majority of people. Now, not only is it a pretty big time commitment immediately, in the grand scheme of things, it's really not a long time commitment, but due to a lot of different factors like health factors, especially living in America, a lot of us are very unhealthy, along with the myriad of other things. But if for the majority of people, a lot of people don't have full ride scholarships and stuff like that, where it's just like you may as well go, because I mean, if somebody else is paying for it, you're just going for the experience and to get other opportunities other people can't get. Then it would make sense for you to go if that was your case. But for majority of people, that is not the case. The only people who is really worth it to go for, if you're just like dead set, like this is all you can do, is like engineers, doctors, and lawyers, and like maybe some pretty special, very niche type of things where it's like you can't get a certification to do it. That would probably be the only people that I would say college is worth the investment for. But for a vast majority of people, it is not something that's worth the investment. I have a lot of friends around my age, so pre-college age people, and just from talking to them, you can really see how lost they feel in a way, where it's like they don't know what it is that they really want to do. They're really just going to college because that was all that they know, because that was all that their parents knew. It was just, oh, you got to get a good education, a higher education, and do this thing for the rest of your life. And it doesn't have to be that way. There's plenty of ways to be successful in this life without attaining a higher education in this one specific way. Whatever it is that you want to learn nowadays, you can really learn through the internet and actually doing the thing. You can get internships, you can read books, you can listen to videos from people who actually do the thing, telling you how they do it. Like, it's really no need for you to make such a big investment of resources, being time and money, in order, excuse me, There's no reason to feel like you're obligated to make that big of an investment for something that you really don't want to do. Now, if you really want to go to college and that's what works for you, then that's good for you, and it's something that you should make sure you take seriously and you do well in, so that you don't end up wasting time and money not doing as well as you know you could have and having to pay for that later. Another big reason, I took some notes so that I can try not to get so lost in my thoughts. Another big reason why I personally decide not to go to college, and why I don't think it's a good investment for some people, is that it can really conflict with your values. Now, from what I've always known, seeing, talking to people who go to college, and also seeing movies growing up about college culture, is that it's really filled with partying, doing drugs and alcohol, and a lot of adult socializing types of things, which is like, if that's what you want to do, that's cool. I know for a lot of people it's not something they really want to do. They feel obligated to do it when they're around people who do like to do it. They let themselves get peer pressure into doing things that they may not want to do. Now, that is another big reason why I personally think we have a lot of trauma and bad type of energy within the world, is because a lot of people are traumatized by things that they felt like they had to do because other people told them to do it, and they just wanted to fit in. It is okay to be yourself. It is nothing wrong with being yourself. And if you're around people who make you feel like you can't be yourself, then that is something you need to sort out. And you really shouldn't be around those people, if I'm being honest with you. But I can't make anybody ever do anything, but it really doesn't make any sense to be around people who don't align with your values. That just makes no sense whatsoever. Another big reason why I think a lot of people go to college is probably the biggest reason, which is that's just what they were taught from a young age. You see it in movies, the typical way of life for younger people. How it's depicted is grow up, go to middle school, go to high school, go to college, you get married, blah blah blah, all that good stuff. While that's not the path for most people, that's just not how it goes. It's a lot of trials and tribulations in between each step, and it's not like it just flows that consistently. Like, some people don't finish high school until maybe their 30s. They might get their GED, they might get their college degree in their 40s, maybe 50s. They could still have a very successful and happy life going through their path in that manner. It's not just one set path, so it never makes sense to stranglehold and really force yourself to follow this one specific path. It is okay to take time out and find what you think works for you. And if what you think works for you doesn't end up working out the way that you wanted to, that is okay too. You can always pivot and go back to school if you really need to, but you can never get the time back that you waste doing something that you don't truly want to do. So it is not something I would ever recommend, and I really wish that within this world more people would understand that and apply that. Because it's one thing to just know, you shouldn't be doing some type of thing, but it's another thing to actually not do that thing that you know that you shouldn't be doing, or that you feel like you shouldn't be doing. So that is all my thoughts on college today. I would appreciate if you could leave what you think in the comments. That's all I have. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I appreciate you for tuning in, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.